Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I'm okay on my side. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you are a return subby, thank you so much for your time, data, Wi-Fi, and your time that you are using to watch my videos. I would like to carry on from yesterday's story. Yesterday, I started a story on giving a background of my childhood because I want to get to a point where I'm going to tell you exactly what is happening right now in my life that is not sitting well with me. I was at the point where I told you that now my father chased us out, and my mom had to leave us with another Jehovah's Witness family during exam time. It was October when she left. She came back to fetch us very early December, just as schools closed and we got our reports. She came to fetch us with our reports, took us to Paris. And then while in Paris, she stayed just for a short time. She looked for a job. She found a job back in Gauteng, in the Val. And then she took us, my oldest brother and my other brother, me and my brother. Sorry, not the oldest. He's the oldest brother amongst my brothers, because I said I have 3 brothers. So it was me and him that she took with. She left the younger ones, the younger 2, because they were not in school yet. She left them with her parents in Paris. Fine. During that time, I did tell you that during this time now, we are frequenting at my father's place now and then, looking for the kind of help that is needed, like food, clothing, and school shoes, and so on. And then she ends up telling me that I must leave school because my mom is struggling. I can see that my mom is struggling, so I must leave school so that I can help my mother. That was his words. He even threatened that he was to go to my school to tell my principal to take me out of the school books. And I believed him because I was only 16 years old at the time. And he said, when I'm 16, I'm too old because I can have an ID. I should be having an ID. And I am suitable to work. I'm suitable for employment. He even mentioned that he himself had left school when he was 12. He started working when he was 12 years old in the farms where he was living in his childhood with his parents. Fine. Now, I got scared. Before he says this, I just want to give you an example of one kind of treatment that we got from him. This that I'm going to tell you now happened before I turned 16, before the last straw. When I was 16, when he told me that I must go look for a job. That was the last time I ever set my foot there, because I was afraid that if I carry on going there, then he would act on his threat of taking me out of school. So when I was 16, that was the last time I ever set my foot there, trying to get any form of help from him. So the example that I'm going to give you is an incident that happened earlier. I may have been 14 by then. I can't remember clearly. It was on a Friday. It's me and my brother. We don't tell my mom because she did not want us to go there, because each time we went there, we came back disappointed all the time. So she could not bear the pain that she saw on our faces when we came there. So now we were at a habit of going there without telling her. We go there, it's a Friday. For a change, we get a better reception this time. We get the best reception because he is not telling us this and that and that and so many things on that particular day. He agrees. He says we must come tomorrow. We must come tomorrow. And no, I am lying. It was not a Friday. It was during it was a day during the week. It was a day during the week because something happened along the way that reminds me that it was during the week. It couldn't have been on a weekend. We come on the day that he said we must come, but I just remember that we went today, he said come tomorrow. We are so excited. We did not sleep that day. That night we did not sleep. We couldn't wait for it to be the morning. He promised us he was going to take us shopping to go buy us clothes. We go there. He tells us we must arrive at 6. I remember we were there at 6. He takes us. And then along the way he says, please get here. Let's get here. Somewhere along the way, he gets to another yard. Remember, this is in Everton. He directs us to get in a yard with him. Okay, we get with him into that yard. He claims he wants to see some childhood friend of his there. Then we get there, only to find that this childhood friend of his, who is the same age as him, is now a member of what used to be called the street committee. He was the leader of the street committee. There was a time in the townships in Everton, I think in many townships at the time, somewhere in the 80s or 90s. Yes, somewhere in the 80s. It's somewhere in the 80s, late 80s. There was a time when there were people that were called street committees and street whatever. If people were giving problems, whether it's children, whether it's people that steal, whether it's people that these were people that were leading the mob justice. You were to be taken to those people and they would decide what happens to you. You would be given either the lashes or whatever treatment that they felt you deserve at the time, depending on what you did. Now, he takes us to the member of the street committee, the leader of the street committee. And he claims that we are bothering him. Imagine the disappointment. From the excitement of we are going shopping as children to we are giving problems in front of a person that we do not even know. We are being reported now. He claims we are giving problems. We always come to him. We want this, we want that, yet we do nothing for him. I don't know what is it that we were supposed to do for him at the time. I don't know, because he used to have wives at the time when he promises us to go to town to go buy us clothes. This is the time when he was married to the woman that had 10 children, 2 of them being my father's children. It was that time. Then he tells this guy that we do nothing for him, but we forever at his doorstep looking for this and that, asking for this and that. Now this guy asked him, are these your children? And he said yes. And then he asked him, so who do you expect them to go to ask for clothes, for things that they need? He even narrates his own experience that he had children with another wife and then he remarried, but he's still doing things for the children from his first wife. He tells my father that, and he encourages my father that, you know what, listen, that we are all struggling. and it's difficult to have cash to go buy the children clothes. I advise you take these children to Edgar's and open an account or whatever shop that you like. But I remember that he mentioned Edgar's. He said you can take them to Edgar's or any other shop and open an account so that you buy things a little by little and you pay little by little. Because we all don't have money that is lying around enough for when a child asks something, you can just pop it and give it to them. And now I can see his face going like that he is disappointed at what he's getting from this childhood friend of his. He says, okay, let's go. The excitement as children starts afresh. And I think in my heart, I was like, if he wasn't there, I was going to tell my brother, so I couldn't because now he is here. Now we get to the taxi, we go into town. Or that's what we thought. The taxi goes, if you know Val, the taxi would go from Everton. We took a taxi that goes straight, thinking that you go the taxi to Vereeniging. We were to go to Vereeniging. I think somewhere in his mind he thought that I'm not gonna do this. We go, man, we travel maybe about 15 kilos from Everton. We thinking like, yeah, now we are on the way to town. Guess what? We passed a place called Houtkop. For those who do not know the Val, everybody that knows that knows Val, they know Houtkop. We passed Houtkop and he says, he even said, Harimatem Fats. I'm like, I mean, I know this place. This place is either we going to the hospital or we going to the police station. I didn't even know then that there was a court there. The only two things that I knew at the time was that we are going either to the hospital or to the police station. Now I'm asking myself, what are we doing here? Because we should be going to town. Okay, we stepped out of the taxi. Then we take the direction of the police station, only to find out that we were going to the magistrate. That's how I know that it wasn't a weekend, because this weekend court closes. Actually, most courts close during the weekend. So it couldn't have been a weekend. It was a day in the week. He takes us to this court. He gets there. He goes somewhere to the window. I think he was telling them what he wants, what kind of help he wants. And then they directed him to a certain room. And then he calls us to accompany him to whatever room that he was going to. We go there. We wait outside until we are called in. When we get in, I still remember that I was only maybe 13, 14, 15, between 13, 14 and 15. I was around that age, but I still remember that guy's name even today. It was Ndatempato. And then he tells Ndatempato the same thing that he told Ndate Chabalala, his childhood friend. He tells him that, you know what, these children forever are here with me. They don't live with me. I was married. Then these are my children from my first marriage. These are the children from my first marriage. Therefore, they are bothering me. Their mother is not taking good care of them. She is working. She talks about a woman that works as a domestic worker. He is working at a company that is now called Mittal. At the time, it was ISCO. No, they are bothering me, and I have another family, and things are too much for me. I cannot. They need to stop. So I need you to call their mother. Now, this time, he does not want us to be disciplined. He wants our mother to be called to be disciplined by the court, to tell the court that no, he has moved on. So we need to stop bothering him. My mother has to stop us from bothering him. His children. And you know what I hate about this guy? I so look like him. I walk like him. I look like his sisters. I look everything him. Everything him. That is what I hate about that guy. Fine. Now that Mpato asked him the same question that Ndate Chabalala asked him. Tell me, are you the father of these children? Are these your children, your biological children? Or do you doubt that? And he said, no, they are my children. And then Ndate Mpato asked him the same question. Who should they go to ask for the things that they need? Aren't you working? He said, yes, I'm working. Now he asked him to go and buy us clothes. He said, I don't care how you do it, but you need to do things that are right by these kids. If you don't have money, go open account. Like the rest of us, we are opening accounts. We are building our families by opening accounts because we also do not have cash to buy things for our children. So do the same. And it's not their fault that you went and find another family that you committed yourself to. Your children have got nothing to do with that. You still need to do right by them. You know, I could not believe, like, this is the second time this guy is being told the same thing. You know, the respect I had for him was like minimizing each and every minute by then. Like, how can you be told the same thing by two adults who are in your same age? Couldn't you have thought about this yourself? Who do you expect us? I did not say that. I did not say that, but that was my internalization of what was happening. That was what I was thinking inside, within me. Then from there, at least now he listened. From there onwards, I could not even trust him when he said, now we are going to town. Let's take another taxi. I was afraid now. By this time now, I was afraid. It was like the excitement had gone, had just flew out of the window. That we could be thinking that we are going to the town and he could be taking us to another place. And for the first time, I felt like he is not the person that we can trust with our lives. Even though we didn't stop that day, we still went after that. Okay, fine. Now from this, he went to open an account at Gas. Shame. And they really did give him a lot of credit. I remember it was 2000 by then, in the 80s. And we did not even finish the 2000. I think we took things that were maybe 1,000 or 800, somewhere there. But we bought clothes for ourselves and for the two brothers that were in Paris. He even said, we had to, and imagine, I was only a child by myself. I did not even know the sizes of my brothers. Like at least they were wearing I knew their ages and they were within their ages. They wore age appropriate clothes for their age. Otherwise, it could have been a difficult task because I am only a child. You cannot trust me as a child to go and buy for the children that are not even there. But okay, we did that. It was a lot of clothes. I don't want to lie. And we thought, okay, at least we do know that it's not We did not finish it all, and we thought it was only ours. We thought like, okay, we'll check. He even said, okay, go home and think nicely about the things that you may want to add on top of those, because you still have got we still have an allowance to buy some more if you need anything. Oh, okay. And shortly after that, I remember that I noticed that my school shoes were not were no longer okay. They were broken. Because I used to walk, guys. I walked 18 kilometers. Last time I did go and check, I took my car and drove more or less the same route from where we were staying right up until where I was attending school. It was 18 kilometers on foot. On foot, I walked to school to and fro. So my shoes never lasted. So now I discovered that my shoes are broken, and I also need school socks, more school socks, because you know when they are broken, now the school socks, there is dust, there is what that comes in, they also get damaged just as the shoes are. I go back. By the time I go back, guess what he tells me? Do I think that money was only ours? Yeah, now he has other children. He has got 10 other children besides us. So I must think. I'm not the only one important in his life. So he does not have credit. The credit is finished. He bought his other kids the clothes. The head yo, it was fine. What can I do? Like, I had no choice but to accept the situation for what it is. My mom made plans, and I think that was just one of the incidents. I cannot go to many of the incidents where he had us badly. By the time he tells me that I must leave school and go and work, that was the last straw of the many hateful things that he had done to the two of us. My other two brothers, youngest brothers, did not even get the chance to accompany us when we go to him to ask, because by the time they were at the age where they can go, I had already accepted our fate. And anyway, my brother, the oldest brother of the other three, was just running after me, so he wouldn't have gone there by himself. Fine. Then I accepted, no longer go there. Now we had to leave, like we do not have a father. I think when I'm 17, one day, because I remember it was after I had decided that I'll never set my foot there, he comes with the police at night at my mom's place at 12 midnight. I don't know if you guys know the police who were called my green beans. Those were people that were beating people up. That was a branch of police that was working to beat people up. They find you at taverns at whatever time, they would beat you up. That is the police that he brought to my place. We are sleeping at night. He demanded we open. He claims my mother has a man that sleeps there. And then these foolish police, they come with him. What crime is it if my mom had a man that she was living with? What crime would it have been? By that time, there's not even such a thing. So they come, they knock on the windows, on the door, at the back. They knocked at every window, like, open. It's the police. And then we open. and they open up. That time, there is one bed, there is one bedroom and a kitchen. We were sleeping in the bedroom. It's us and our mother. Our mother sleeps on a bed with the youngest brother, and us others, we are sleeping on the floor. So by this time, even my youngest brothers were now living with us. He woke us up at night. The police they tell my mom to take out this man that lives there. There is no man. Now they are like, what did you bring us here for? No, it's part of the trauma that I cannot forget that he put us through. For what? I still don't understand even today. And then they left. I remember them telling him that he brought them there for nonsense. They said, what is them for nonsense? Like, even if they would have found a man there, what crime would it have been? Because it had been years of separation between him and my mom. And he had been having, I think he was on a third wife by then. But no, my mom could not be afforded that kind of freedom. Upon him hearing whatever that he heard from somewhere,